Hey everybody, welcome to the ranch. So it's dinner time and I am busy cooking dinner for the family, but I have enough tomatoes here that I can make up a quick batch of our super simple, easy, family loved recipe of salsa. So it's such an easy recipe. I would love to share it with you. Stick around while I share with you how to make this easy salsa. This salsa recipe is for refrigeration only. I do not pressure can this so that it is shelf stable. So I want to invite anyone out there, if you have a really good, like restaurant style salsa recipe that is really good after, being pressure canned, that's shelf stable, please email me, send it to me, put the information in the comments below. I would love to try out your recipe. I've tried several and they just don't taste the same after sitting on the shelf for a few months, and I want something to be shelf stable for our family. So this is refrigerator only, and so we're gonna get started and let's take a look at what I do first. I'm gonna rinse these awesome tomatoes off. So once I've rinsed off my tomatoes, it's time for the onions. I am going to just grab a few onions from my garden. They're just about small to medium size. I'm grabbing about 5 or 6. I have another one that's real small that I'm gonna cut up. I'm gonna cut up all these onions and I'm going to just chop them in half. So after I quarter the onions, I will take these by the handfuls and I will start to add them to my food processor. I'll also grab a teaspoon or so, or a few spoonfuls of minced garlic and add that to my food processor as well. Now I'm doing all this to taste. I only know that we add spoonfuls at a time, and what I'll do is add more depending on the judges in the house and the taste testers and what they seem to like. And then I'm gonna start adding the tomatoes. The tomatoes are actually gonna be put in there whole. These tomatoes are small enough that I'm not really gonna worry about removing this top part. It's gonna taste great and we get to use the whole tomato. The bigger tomatoes, I will remove this beginning part. Otherwise, I'm gonna take these bigger tomatoes and just quarter them as well. So let's just start putting everything in the food processor and blending it up. Oh, I have one more secret ingredient and I'll share that in a second. Okay, so now I'm ready to add my secret ingredient. Well, it's really not so much a secret. It's Mrs. Wages. Mrs. Wages salsa mix, the medium salsa tomato seasoning mix. It is super good, and I add this just kind of to taste. Now, typically, a batch this size in my food processor, I will add 3 tablespoons, and this has got all kinds of really great looking vegetable pieces and stuff in it. It's got all kinds of seasonings in it, and I really don't add any other seasonings besides this. 1, 2, 3 tablespoons. Really don't care. I like it and we like it and we kind of add more. So again, I just want to remind you guys, this is everything just to taste. It's what your taste testers like the most, what your family likes. This is just a great base to start. You need some simple onions, some tomatoes, some minced garlic, and of course the Mrs. Wages. Now I'm going to blend this up to a nice picante style. So let's get the top on and start mixing. So this is my 3rd batch that I've done in the food processor. And what I do is I actually do them in smaller batches because, well, that's what my food processor can handle. And then I mix everything together in one big bowl. And then I will bring the taste testers in to tell me what they think about it. Now, before I finish up for the afternoon, I will also take one of this. Once this is good, I will actually take another batch of this and add it back to the food processor and add in the peppers. I didn't really add in any hot peppers yet, and I will take some jalapenos, some purple jalapenos. These are chipotle jalapenos, regular green jalapenos, and some, I don't even know what that is, maybe a Santa Fe. Anyway, I'm gonna add these hot peppers in to a smaller batch because Eric mentioned that he wanted some spicy salsa. So we're gonna taste test this first, see if it has the approval of all the kids, and then I'm gonna make up his spicy batch. Is it good?
Really good.
Okay, so I guess we got the approval from the kids, which means my ratios of seasoning and everything seem to be perfect. So I'm gonna add a little bit of this back to the food processor, only just to blend up those hot peppers for Eric. This is probably gonna make about 2 quarts in the end, and maybe that extra little pint for Eric, but I'll show you in the end how much it makes. Well, dinner is ready and the salsa is finished and ready to go in the refrigerator. So I ended up making 3 quarts basically. I've got 2 of the pints that are smaller, that are the spicier versions for Eric, which he approved, and 2 of the quarts that are just regular refrigerator salsa for our family. Now, one of these jars of salsa will stay in your fridge for a few weeks, really, but in our house, it'll probably last maybe like 4 days, depending on what we're eating and how much of something we're eating. If the chips are fresh and the bag is busted open, this salsa is gonna go. So I hope you guys took this as a great base. And again, I hope you'll share with me any of your recipes out there. If you really like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share the video if maybe somebody wants a good idea for something to use as just kind of a base refrigerator salsa recipe. I would love for you to share this with them. I'm sure it's not something that's really a secret to anybody. Mrs. Wages is awesome. I'm not sponsored, but if they want to send me stuff, I'm ready for it. Anyway, until next time, I hope you have a great summer season with all of your salsa. And hey, who likes amazingly great tasting salsa? Farmers' wives do. Have a great day. See ya.
Yep.
I think I have to push pause on that.
All right, quiet on the set.
Push pause for a second, guys.
After quartering the onions.
Okay. So after quartering the onions, I will start to put the onions into the food processor, just a few at a time. And then what I will do is add a spoonful or so of some minced onion that I buy at the store. And I'm going to then put them into my, I don't know the word.
Food processor.
Thank you.
Quiet on the set.
So after I dice up the tomatoes or quarter the
Not tomatoes.
sorry. Ready?
Onions,
Okay.
garlic.
You ready?
Good.